You would think that the trustworthiness of a candidate would be tied pretty directly to whether they lie or tell the truth or not. And here we see in this campaign, there seems to be a disconnect. And why could that be? One is that it has very little to do with exactly what the candidates say and more with how they're saying it. In terms of the words, Trump speaks in a very direct, very simple, very declarative way. I'm going to make America great again, period.
Bless you and good night. I love you.
And that style of speaking comes across as highly trustworthy, highly credible, and it doesn't really matter what exactly is being said.
I will be the greatest jobs president that God ever created, I tell you that. That's what you need.
Whereas Clinton speaks in a much more typical politician sort of way. It's more complicated, it's more nuanced.
The reason that happens is when somebody asks, or when you are asked to make information public. I asked all my emails to be made public.
Whether or not people are believed or not tends to be these package of behaviors that create what I call demeanor. And it's a whole constellation of things like being friendly and having eye contact and being confident and composed and not nervous. And if you have this package, everybody tends to believe you.
Good salespeople are like this. Politicians are like this. But also psychopaths are like this too, because they can seem to be very trustworthy. They can get you to trust them.
There's a lot of work on how just the facial shape can predict how trustworthy you think the person's going to be, or even whether someone's going to be elected or not. So faces that have upward pointing eyebrows and natural upward pointing lips, like a smile, it's kind of like a baby face, very trusted, high trustworthy. Ones where the eyebrows are sort of pointing down and the lips are in a natural sort of frown, very untrustworthy. Trump has a very strong sort of facial presence. Very animated, very dynamic facial movements. So if you turn off the sound and just watch him, he looks really trustworthy in many ways. Hillary Clinton, on the other hand, much less dynamic in her facial characteristics.
What makes honest demeanor work is it ties into these folk beliefs about deceptions. That honest people will look you in the eye, that liars are nervous, and liars are fidgety.
And perhaps one of the most surprising things is there is no Pinocchio's nose. There is no one reliable cue that says, aha, that person's lying. The nonverbal cues, face, the hands, the eyes, they can distract us from analyzing the truth, and that the words that people use are often the best way to telling whether somebody's telling the truth or not.